War doesn't always start with gunfire. Sometimes. It starts with silence. No radio. No backup. No second chances. Just one soldier, standing alone in enemy territory, with 72 hours to survive. Or disappear forever. This is not a story about heroics. This is a story about discipline. The helicopter was never supposed to slow down. It was meant to skim the treetops, drop the team, and vanish into the night before anyone even knew they were there. But war doesn't care about plans. At 2:13 hours, the pilot's voice cut through the headset. Missile lock. Abort. Abort. The helicopter banked hard left. The rope snapped loose. And the soldier dropped. No countdown. No clean landing. Just gravity and darkness. He hit the ground shoulder first, rolled twice, and stopped against a fallen log. Pain flared, sharp but manageable. Training kicked in before fear had time to arrive. Weapon check. Magazine seated. Safety off. He looked up. The helicopter was gone. The forest swallowed the sound of its rotors within seconds. That's when he knew. He wasn't just off target. He was alone. The map was torn. The radio was dead. And the GPS unit blinked once, then went dark. He checked his compass. Still working. Good. But without coordinates, a compass only tells you which direction you're lost in. The mission had been simple on paper. Recon enemy supply routes. Maintain radio contact. Extraction in 6 hours. Now there was no contact. No team. And no extraction window. He estimated his position. 10 kilometers inside enemy-controlled territory. 72 hours of survival doctrine began running through his mind. Rule 1. If you panic, you die. So he didn't panic. He moved. The uniform had to go. Enemy patrols would be scanning for anything military. He removed unit patches, rank insignia, and anything reflective. The uniform was still useful, but not identifiable. Next, movement discipline. No trails. No straight lines. No broken branches. Every step was placed deliberately, heel to toe, weight controlled. He avoided hilltops and open ground. Stayed low. Followed the natural folds of terrain. Then he heard it. Voices. Enemy soldiers. Close. He dropped flat, face pressed into damp soil, breathing slow and shallow. The patrol passed within 20 meters. He didn't move. Not when his leg cramped. Not when insects crawled across his neck. Because survival is about knowing when not to act. Hunger makes you uncomfortable. Thirst makes you stupid. He followed terrain downhill, where water always gathers. A narrow stream cut through the forest. The water looked clear, but clear water kills more soldiers than bullets. He filtered it through cloth. Then boiled it using a compact field stove shielded from view. No smoke. No flame visible. He drank slowly. Too fast and your body rejects it. Then he rested. Not sleep. Rest. 20 minutes at a time. Combat naps. Night brings cover. It also brings mistakes. He moved only when the wind moved. When branches swayed, he advanced. When the forest went still, so did he. At one point, headlights appeared in the distance. A convoy. He froze. Vehicles passed along a dirt road he hadn't known existed. Intel he could never report. Information that might die with him. He marked the road in his mind. And kept moving. By dawn, exhaustion pressed against his skull. He found a shallow depression beneath thick foliage. No straight lines. No silhouette. He lay still for 2 hours. Not deep sleep. But enough. When he woke, his body hurt. But his mind was sharp. That mattered more. The second day is always the hardest. Your body realizes this isn't temporary. That's when soldiers make mistakes. He spotted abandoned farmland, dangerous, but necessary. He needed calories. He found roots. Edible plants. Insects. Protein is protein. As he prepared to move, he heard it. A snap. Not natural. He turned. And came face to face with an enemy scout. No words. No warning. They stared at each other for half a second. Then the scout reached for his weapon. The soldier moved first. One strike. Silent. The body was lowered, not dropped. No gunfire. No panic. He concealed the body. Changed direction immediately. Because after contact, you never stay. Time stopped behaving normally. Minutes stretched. Hours vanished. He moved slower now. More cautious. Enemy activity increased. Search patterns. Dogs. He altered his route again, moving through rocky terrain to avoid scent trails. Every decision was math. Risk versus reward. Survival versus speed. It happened at dusk. He misjudged the ground. A loose stone slid. Noise echoed. Shouts followed. Flashlights cut through darkness. He ran. Not fast. Smart. Downhill. Zigzag. Through thick brush. Bullets cracked overhead. He dove into a dry creek bed and didn't stop crawling for 50 meters. Then he waited. Heart pounding. Breath controlled. The search passed over him. Barely. He didn't move for an hour after silence returned. Because impatience kills. He reached high ground just before dawn. Extraction protocols replayed in his mind. No radio. No flare. Limited window. He used a signal mirror. Timed it with the sun. 3 flashes. Pause. 3 flashes. Then smoke, low, controlled, brief. He waited. Seconds felt like hours. Then he heard it. Rotors. A helicopter appeared, skimming low. Enemy fire erupted from the treeline. The helicopter dipped. Ropes dropped. He ran. Gunfire tore the ground behind him. He grabbed the rope. Lifted. The forest fell away beneath him. Inside the helicopter, no one spoke. He sat on the floor, hands shaking now that it was over. A medic checked him. Minor injuries. Severe exhaustion. But alive. Back at base, debriefing would come later. For now, he stared at the floor. Thinking about how close it had been. How thin the line was. They train soldiers to fight. They train them to shoot. They train them to follow orders. But survival? Survival is something you learn alone. In silence. In fear. And in discipline. Because when everything is gone. Gear, backup, certainty. The only thing left. Is your decisions. In war, strength keeps you alive. But discipline brings you home. If you made it this far, you understand something most people never will. Military survival isn't about action. It's about restraint. If you want more realistic military survival stories. Stories based on tactics, discipline, and real decision-making. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe to the channel. Backhand index pointing right. Like this video. Backhand index pointing right. Turn on the bell icon. New military survival stories, every week. Because some battles are fought without firing a single shot.